Hello everyone, welcome back to Paddling Pool 204. We are going up against with Booyah Gang versus Please Forfeit. I'm Spy, joined here by Pinky. We're going into Clam Scorch Gorge. Pinky, how do you feel about this?
Definitely a very interesting map mode here. It's very centralized around that choke point on the ramp on the right-hand side, but it's still a pretty strong map, or pretty strong mode on Scorch Gorge, just because there's a lot of open area to move, a lot of open area to get clans. But yeah, we're going to be coming in here. We're now at the loser's bracket, so it's a do or die set here between Booyah Gang and Please Forfeit, as we're in loser's quarters. And we see some very interesting weapons. Booyah Gang repping that new Neo Splash and 96 Deco.
Okay, I already love this because I'm just a huge fan of utilizing new weapons, even if you don't know if they're particularly good or not. I mean, we also see the Tri-Slosher on the side of Please Forfeit, and it actually isn't that bad against that crab on the side of Booyah Gang, so that could actually be something that is to their advantage using Inkjet. And we already see the Kraken going into full rage mode.
We already see this Kraken slashing and dashing all the way through, and we see just this Charger being the one to push up and to break that clam basket with the help of the 96 gal right now. And right now, Booyah Gang setting up very strong. Vac is popped, but no other clams are by the basket right now. Booyah Gang has to be content with just a push down to 80 points, and Please Forfeit already responding very quickly here, getting back into mid incredibly fast. Here we have Yoshel on this leader, trying to find some picks. Gets one. That's 3 dead for Booyah Gang. And Please Forfeit already by this basket and going to be breaking it with that football.
Yeah, they already have a really strong counter, because I feel like that 96 was really not that strong in that kind of aspect, and going into the push mode, even if the ink vac was already popped, there was still some clams around and they didn't even bother to pick them up. And Please Forfeit already had like a better follow-up, going into 62 points and giving them the lead, even if, you know, Booyah Gang does eventually may catch up, but it doesn't seem like that could happen right now, because the Splatana Viper is going really aggressively even if they get down, so yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, that Viper was just going in. Zenith on that Viper, just such a proponent of just going in as far as possible. Right now, this Kraken trying to go in as far as possible. Not able to get a pick, though. Kraken is a new special. People aren't exactly used to how to use it yet. It's pretty complex with that rush mode. You can't just kind of rush into people. Those kills are earned, but right now, this Crab getting some nice kills on the side of Booyah Gang. But right now, it's 2 versus 2 in mid, and just both these teams trying to break the stalemate. Try gets 2v1, though. This fight is going to be going in favor of Booyah Gang. Right now, this Viper is going to drop onto the splash. This is an important 1v1, and the Viper gets it. This is just an all-out brawl in mid right now for some control.
Yeah, and the Splatana Viper just overall has more range than the splash in this situation, and that just kind of gave them the advantage. And like the Splash Charger is just kind of staying in that one particular spot, and the 96 Deco actually goes into Kraken, getting 1 pick and potentially getting a 2nd pick too, but that actually doesn't happen, sadly. And Please Forfeit kind of has control of this right now, and oh, okay, that was a pretty snipe. Thanks for that, Yoshel. And
thank you for that.
Yeah, it's just kind of back and forth right now whether if Please Forfeit has control or not. Okay, that was another really beautiful pick, and it seems like Please Forfeit is gonna go into this right now.
Yoshel is ridiculous, shooting through the fire and the flames of that tri-strike, but missing the point-blank shot. But regardless, Please Forfeit getting that basket open, gets that ball in as well, all the way down to 41. And right now, Booyah Gang really struggling on this defense. They are 2 dead right now. It's just that Charger and that Neo Splash is behind him. Neo Splash goes down. It's just the Charger by the basket, but it looks like Please Forfeit's push is going to end, but it ends down at 29, which is a very difficult mark to reach, and Booyah Gang only has a little over 1 minute 20 seconds to do so. And I mean, that's going to be rough for them, because Please Forfeit has been so strong in this game so far.
Yeah, definitely. I feel like Booyah Gang has to kind of step it up right now, because there's only 1 minute left on the clock, and it seems like that Charger kind of wants to get the crab pick again, and that Kraken is kind of doing something, but actually gets picked down by the stamp of the Splatana Viper. And it's just kind of neutral right now, because no one really has that much control of the area right now. while it's just kind of a back and forth while the Inkvac is popping off. And yeah, this Tri-Slosher is just kind of really conflicted going into Inkjet, but actually going down the second of going into Inkjet.
Yeah, that Tri-Slosher was stuck in a really unfortunate situation. Just not a whole lot of options left to them. This Wiper, though, is going to jump in, try and get some delay, but Booyah Gang is going to be able to break that basket. And they have a lot of clams right now, but they have to get it to the basket right now. They're there. This Kraken is just surging forward. The 96 is all the clams, though, and the 96 has to stay alive. The ball jump is going to happen, though. It goes into the basket. That's the lead for Booyah Gang with just 10 seconds left on the clock. And all of a sudden, Booyah Gang is in a great position right now. Please Forfeit only has 20 seconds of overtime to make this comeback happen. Has to get it down to 23, and that's going to be rough for them to go. They have to force themselves through this choke point. It's all going to come down to this ramp. Zenith is the ball carrier right now, opts to throw it to move forward, but that's going to be 3 dead. It's just the leader alive for Please Forfeit, and Booyah Gang gonna go down to that snipe from Yoshel, but not going to be able to make it there in time. Booyah Gang taking a very, very, very close game 1.
Yeah, this was like kind of disturbing for Please Forfeit because they were holding on to this kind of control for the entirety of the map, and then Booyah Gang was just kind of getting in this counter, and that was just really an offsetting situation. While I also feel like the 96 Deco on the side of Booyah Gang just kind of used the Kraken when nobody's around, and I feel like that didn't really give it that much value.
Yeah, these Kraken jumps from Booyah Gang, or that Kraken, though, not getting a whole lot of value for the whole game, but that Kraken at the end gave that ball jump for Booyah Gang to get that lead, and that lead was exactly what let them win. So very well done to Booyah Gang, playing toward their outs at the end, and right now it's a best-of-3 series, so Booyah Gang 1 game away from moving on through the set, through the loser bracket. Please Forfeit 1 game away from being knocked out of the tournament at 5th place, so it's definitely going to come down to this game 2 here on Zone's Manta Maria, and we are finally seeing the return of Manta Maria. Spy, what do you think of this stage?
I mean, during my entirety of Splatoon 2, I was kind of conflicted with this map, but I actually think this is a great map. It of course got kind of smaller with Splatoon 3 because that's just the map design overall, but that one plat at the spawn actually got larger, so I think that's really cool. And in particularly zones, I kind of like the 2 zones that are like kind of separated in this kind of particular map. I just kind of feel like it's really good for the map instead of just in the middle, because there's this huge pillar above oneself, so that's just kind of better in this kind of setting.
Yeah, but we're going to be getting into it. Things are going to come down to Zone's Manta here, game 2 of these best-of-3 series. Both teams are going to be sticking with their comps. Actually, no, I lied. That's going to be a Splat Charger being swapped out for an E-Leader. Kit Kat going for that leader rather than that Charger. Not needing that vac anymore. Not wanting that ZNF either, interestingly enough. But Kit Kat immediately set up, trying to get some snipes. But gets sniped themselves by Yoshel, rather. And Please Forfeit very quickly, trying to set up a hold of the zone here. That's both caps. And Please Forfeit is the first to get these caps and the first to try and make a push going.
Yeah, and we already see like the Kraken is going into ballistic mode again, but doesn't really get that much value. Well, Please Forfeit just kind of holds onto the zone while the Tri-Strikes are going off. And it seems rather neutral right now because Booyah Gang actually got control of this map, and this is just kind of a back and forth right now. And the Splatana Stamper actually gets kind of a jump scare on that splash. So that was kind of funny to begin with. And Booyah Gang actually gets the lead on this. And it's just kind of separated right now, I feel like, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, but right now, I mean, Zenith has just been incredibly strong at this Wiper for so long. Kraken barely getting the pick on Yoshel. Very well spaced by that Kraken and Booyah Gang, but right now, Please Forfeit is the one that has a lot of control in these zones right now. That's going to be the cap going back to them, and Please Forfeit trying to establish a stronger hold here than they did at the beginning. They do have the numbers advantage right now, but a lot of the spawn area of Booyah Gang is kind of inaccessible. Aloha is sharking with the Inkjet ready. Please Forfeit has the lead right now, and they really want to win this team fight to extend this lead as much as possible. Right now, they still have the numbers. Inkjet's going to get popped, gets another. That's going to be 3 dead. That crab is going to get broken by the Inkjet as well, thanks to those new buffs. And Please Forfeit is setting up a very strong lead right now.
Yeah, I feel like that inkjet use was really good for this kind of consolation right now because Please Forfeit already had some control of the map and just further getting more picks and also getting that um, break on the crab really put them in a good situation right now because crab is just kind of, crab and using that inkjet that actually 2 hits if they get the 2 direct hits. It actually is huge for Please Forfeit, and it seems like they could actually get this. Oh, never mind. They got a huge penalty with 3 kind of points left, and now it's a penalty of 7. While Booyah Gang just kind of got the counter, and that's really huge for this because this just extends this game further.
Yeah, Booyah Gang getting a nice clutch cap in the 11th hour, able to extend this a little bit longer, but Booyah Gang really struggling in this team fight right now, not able to get decisive control. That Neo Splash on the side of Booyah Gang is going to be the first to fall, and that 96 Deco is going to fall as well. These other Splash has the crab active, but things are just not looking great for Booyah Gang right now. Please Forfeit gets that control of the zone right back. Zenith is pushing far ahead with this wiper, trying to lead the charge of the teammates behind and just really aggress up against Booyah Gang and just try and lock them out as hard as possible. Zenith going all the way behind, just trying to go for the wildest flanks possible because I mean your wiper, you do that, and that's gonna be the crab shredded. Zenith does go down for it, but that crab is gone, which is so terrible for Booyah Gang right now. And Please Forfeit is just so hard for Booyah Gang to break right now.
Yeah, and certainly while that crab kind of a break was definitely important for Please Forfeit, it also kind of put them into a bad situation because 2 people went down because that Tri-Slosher was just jumping to the person, to the Splatanas wiper. And as we see, Booyah Gang actually got off their penalty while Please Forfeit still has a huge penalty going off. And it seems like Booyah Gang could really use this to their advantage because Please Forfeit seems kind of conflicted right now, even if we see like the bubbler of the junior on the side of Please Forfeit already got like kind of broken, and this is just really not in a good situation for them.
Yeah, Please Forfeit trying to crawl their way back, and they're going to be doing it very effectively. That's 2 dead on the side of Booyah Gang. Kraken is popped. Kraken is live, trying to get some picks, but Zenith moving around so fast that 96 does not get a kill with the Kraken, which is so unfortunate for Booyah Gang right now because they still have such a long ways to go for that lead. There's 45 seconds left on this match clock right now. This inkjet is being popped, trying to suppress this charger a little bit longer, and Please Forfeit once again has the cap on the zone, and Booyah Gang all coming back from the spawn so far away from the zones in mid, and Please Forfeit going for this knockout right now. They're about halfway through that penalty that was stacked up onto them. If they can just hold it for a little bit longer, they'll have this win right now. Neo Splash gets around, throwing some tri-strikes, but they get stopped by the Tri-Slosher, and Please Forfeit still holding off on Booyah Gang getting this cap. Booyah Gang desperately trying to get the cap. They finally get it. They're trying to push it to overtime right now, but the numbers just aren't quite there. Please Forfeit all in that spot, trying to just hold this cap as long as possible, but they go 3 dead, and Booyah Gang now has a cap, now has some control, and we're going into overtime.
Now that's really huge because as we could see, the Kraken was just kind of in a really good situation, but that's actually, never mind, that's actually the win for Please Forfeit. Now, as I was gonna say, what was I gonna say? Yeah, the Kraken. We really saw how the Kraken was kind of being played through. I mean, it's kind of a conflicted situation because you actually get this pick with the Kraken, but then you're in a really tight situation because you have this huge end lag of the Kraken and you can just be punished easily.
Yeah, and I mean, punish it is what Please Forfeit did, and they were able to get a very strong game too there. It got a little scary at some moments, but in reality, Please Forfeit was just in control for pretty much that entire game, and they won by a 50-point margin, which is absolutely ridiculous. That just goes to show how strong they were playing in that game and just how much they're still to be feared. You know, they got comeback on in that game 1, but they're still a force to be reckoned with, and we're now going into a game 3. Winner take all, loser out at 5th. It's going to be on Rainmaker Undertow, and both of these teams really desperately want to get the win and move on to loser semifinals to get that top 4. But before we go on, what do you think of this matchup on Rainmaker Undertow?
I feel like Undertow is a really interesting case because it just kind of depends on the comp whether or not this map is enjoyable. I feel like, I mean, I absolutely love Splat Zone's Undertow, even though a lot of people hate it. I just love it, and I feel like Rainmaker is just if you have some long-range weapons, it's definitely a good stage. But I feel like the mid is just kind of weird. I mean, we all really don't like mid that much on Undertow. But I actually like the way of going like far to the left or far to the right for the checkpoints, which is like really separated, and I actually think this map is quite good for Rainmaker.
Yeah, I feel like Rainmaker Undertow is Undertow is the map, is the Rainmaker map that takes the best advantage of the 2 checkpoint system, because it really is a difficult debate. Do you want to go for that quick checkpoint on the right side and just try and brute force your way up that ramp if you get a wipeout, or do you want to go the safer route all the way to the left side that is just so far away and has a lot of points you can easily defend from? So I like Undertow. There's a lot of difficult choices to make. Here we go to the tiebreaker between Please Forfeit and Booyah Gang. Splatterscope is going to come back out for Booyah Gang here, and Please Forfeit not changing things up whatsoever. They know it's tried and true, and they're trying to get this set win, both of them, to move on to winner semifinals or loser semifinals.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like we haven't seen the Splatterscope. I feel like it was just a normal charger on the first map. But this is actually quite good for them, and we actually see the E-Leader getting absolutely run over by Please Forfeit. No, by Booyah Gang, I'm sorry. And the Rainmaker actually got some really good okay, never mind, they actually didn't get that many points, but they actually got farther to the checkpoint, and Please Forfeit just kind of prepares himself to get a really good counter while that Sultana Wiper is getting into mid and just kind of trying to get the attention of the other players, while Please Forfeit actually seems to be getting this checkpoint right now.
Yeah, Please Forfeit getting that first checkpoint easily, and they still have the numbers advantage quite heartily, but this Kraken is chasing them right now. Tries to get the pop on the Rainmaker. They do get the pop, and they're able to get the kill on the Junior off of it. That Kraken on Booyah Gang from that 96 deco. It may be new, but they know how to use it well, and right now, Zenith kind of getting walled by that corner right now. They're going to get taken out, and Booyah Gang having a great defense by this first checkpoint, forcing the Rainmaker to reset, but they're still locked into their base right now. Aloha on the Tri-Slasher gets a pick, goes down themselves. Booyah Gang really trying to get their feet planted on the ground here, and Please Forfeit is not letting them.
Yeah, Please Forfeit is just kind of staying in mid and kind of getting some control. Like, we see the Sultana Wiper just kind of getting in really aggressively, getting the charger and maybe some other picks. And we see the Kraken again with that really high end lag that actually forces them to go down. And the Rainmaker is kind of on its own right now with the charger, and it's just kind of a serious situation because they don't really have that much paint or kind of aggression going. So Please Forfeit is kind of just conflicted right now, while Booyah Gang just kind of prepares for some kind of counterattack, while, you know, Yoshi's is actually kind of stuck between the Rainmaker, which is kind of funny.
Yeah, right now, Booyah Gang, I mean, once again, they're just not able to get anything, you know, solidified going, but in the meantime, Please Forfeit is really starting to get a push coming together. We're about halfway through this game, and neither team has gone past the 60-point marker, which I feel like is odd because Undertow tends to have pretty explosive pushes, but right now, Booyah Gang is containing Please Forfeit, and Please Forfeit is just denying all opportunities Booyah Gang gets. Kraken is able to get a pick, though. This could be the opportunity they need, but the Kraken just gets sniped immediately by Yoshell out of that end lag, and Please Forfeit is just has such a strong control right now, but they're not getting the points for it. That's going to be a charger trade on the right side of the map. The Maker is looking to go left right now, but the teammates are just not keeping it as safe as they would like to. This Rainmaker timer is starting to run down a little bit. They're getting the do not retreat message. Maker gets a pick. One is coming behind. They're starting to get some points. Below 60, gets it down to 55. A few more points on the board, but Please Forfeit definitely wants a lot more points, and they're going to have the opportunity to get some if they can get this pop.
This could potentially be kind of bad for Please Forfeit because they actually decided to go on the right this time, and you know, it's just kind of this one staircase that is unpaintable, which is kind of dangerous if there are not a lot of people down on the side of Booyah Gang. But we actually see the charger just getting the Rainmaker and trying to get it out of this area, but it's actually stopped by the Sultana Wiper. And we actually see the bubbler by the Junior going into mid, just kind of for protection and kind of staying in this area. And yeah, the 96 just kind of decides to go into Kraken mode, and he's actually trying to utilize that kind of charge and squid roll combo, which is actually pretty strong how I've seen it. And the Ink Vac actually tries to get in and is just kind of getting a really good support for the side of Booyah Gang. So this is really neutralized right now, and it could go either way.
Yeah, but right now, Booyah Gang has that control of the Maker, and they don't have a lot of time left on the board. This is for staying in the tournament. This is their last hurrah. Breaking that shit. No, they don't. The Tri-Slasher, Aloha, barely gets that stop there. That's 2 dead for Booyah Gang. The pop still goes in their favor, but the Tri-Slasher still there. The Wiper is here. That's another pick on Booyah Gang. Please Forfeit is just exercising great defense here. Is Kraken trying to get some value, picks at the Maker, trying to dunk it. It's not going to happen. It's taken out by the Inkjet, and Please Forfeit's defense is impenetrable right now. Booyah Gang so far away from this Maker right now, starting to get set up onto that left side, but they know it's do or die for them. Leader goes down, Splash goes down, the other Splash goes down. It's just the 96 left alone. The 96 trying to make something happen desperately, but they don't have the pop right now. They don't have the numbers, they don't have anything, and Please Forfeit gets the set 2-1, moves on to losers top 4.
You know, I'm really gonna give credits to Booyah Gang because they decided to use a weapon that we really don't know if it's like in a really good position or not. And I feel like that's just kind of really nice to kind of see that we're not only stuck on this kind of meta thing, and we're also trying out the new weapons, even if it means that we lose this tournament. But I really do give props to Booyah Gang because I feel like that was just really well utilized. And of course, congratulations to Please Forfeit. This was really well played. So on both sides, really give them credit.
Yeah, both sides played really well. Booyah Gang obviously trying to make the most out of that Kraken that was newly released earlier today. Just so well played by both of these sides, but Please Forfeit just comes out a little bit on top. But now we know Booyah Gang has some in the lab cooking, trying to get that 96 deco incorporated into their team comps. It might not work today, but it just might work out for them in the future. But we're not here to talk about the future. We're talking about today, and today Please Forfeit moves on to loser semifinals, and we will see that match after a short break. Make sure not to go anywhere because Please Forfeit is looking really strong right now in this losers bracket.
Splatoon Stronghold, a stronghold for competitive Splatoon, providing resources to long-timers and newcomers alike. If you're new to the competitive scene or still figuring out how to join, we have a getting started guide and plenty of other resources to help you in your journey. If you are a seasoned veteran, we still have plenty to offer. You can find and join tournaments as well as participate in our Captain Forum and find free agents and teams. Our mission is to make competitive Splatoon easily accessible to everyone. So what are you waiting for? Join the Splatoon Stronghold today!